Hello, and welcome to Cosplay Hip Hop with Trent. I'm Trent, obviously. Welcome back. So today we're gonna get into some reviewing from the last two videos and going over steps and showing you guys some new stuff, reviewing some old stuff, and some light reading at the end. So last week I said at the end of the video that I'm going to do some light reading. So I picked this hardcover copy of Scott Pilgrim that I have, and I'm gonna read you guys a few pages at the end. So I'm looking forward to that. So quick review. Last week we did the top rocks. I introduced you guys to the three moves and the top rocks. So this week we're gonna go over. We're just gonna review the top rocks, and then we're gonna go over the three moves that I introduced to you guys, and go over that and show you guys a different mix-ups of the top rocks and the floor moves combined. They're different variations, so we're gonna go over that. Have some water by your side. You know what I'm saying, for stay hydrated. And we're gonna get started. I have on the Akatsuki cloak. I know you guys, if you're a Naruto fan, you know what this is. I got my Naruto shirt on. This is not Naruto. This is actually My Hero Academia. My UA sweatpants. I didn't feel like wearing like Naruto cosplay stuff because it's like kind of hot. So I was like, I'm just gonna wear regular sweats because it's not as crazy. But I'm also gonna take this off for now because it is pretty warm. But yeah, I still got my Naruto shirt, and so we're just gonna go over. We're just gonna do some light stretching. So if you guys don't mind, we're gonna do some 15-minute stretch, and then we're gonna start rolling up with some top rocks reviewing. So I'm gonna put on some light tune, and we can get started. Alexa, play some lo-fi hip-hop music.
The playlist Lo-Fi Hip Hop on Amazon Music.
Thanks. Let's stretch out our legs. Remember to breathe through your stretches. Sometimes we forget to breathe. Bring the legs together. Reach, try to stretch. Try to grab both feet. You can release. I'm going to stretch out the wrist. Feel free to add some heat. If there's a lot of tension in the forearm from stretching your wrist like this, feel free to add some heat to the forearm. It eases the tension in the wrist and the forearm. Remember to breathe through your stretches. Don't forget to breathe. And the autopilot breathe. On the wrist. Let's do a few neck rolls. Get our neck warmed up. Roll the shoulders. And you can cross over your arms, stretch out your arms. Now we're going to work our way to standing. We're going to do some over to a wide-legged stance, and we're going to do some twists. Open up the hips. Clasp your hands behind your back, lift your arms up. You can lift the chest, opening up the chest. This is a good stretch here. Touch my hands behind my back. Give the body a little shake. So warm up. Now we're going to go do some lunges real fast. So lunge sideways. It'll be like one of these things. You can go to a high lunge. Come up here. That's what we're pretty much doing. Both sides of the leg. I'm going to switch. All right. take a quick water break. If there's any extra stretches you want to do for yourself, feel free to do so at this time. If there's any other stretches you guys would like to do, feel free to take this time to do it now. I'm going to grab my second water bottle real fast. Okay. So, finishing up on your last stretches, or your last stretch that you was doing. About to get started now that we're warm. Okay. So, Alexa, pause. Cool. Okay. So, review of the top rock. So, last week's video, sorry, a little sore. Last week's video, I showed you guys the top rock. So, the regular top rock, which is step in and step out, regular top rock. Boom. And I showed you guys the two-step one, the extra step of the top rock. So that's another one. Then we did the back ones, the ones going backwards. So we did these ones. We did the hop step. Then we did this. Boom. We did. This is also an advanced top rock, but I still showed it to you guys anyway. It's also in the Cosplay Hip Hop Advanced class as well. But this move is kind of advanced, but it's still here if you guys feel up for it. This is a challenge move, but it's all like mind. Like once you figure it out for yourself, everything comes easy. This is if you guys remember this step, that walk over. Really slow, it looks really easy. So the more you take your time with it and practice it a lot, it becomes less and less difficult. In the heat of the moment when you're hearing the song and you want to hit this step, it's kind of hard to like get it on point the way you want to, so it kind of feels like you're kind of going off beat. So that's why after this step, it's like a slight pause. You like pause mid-air, but it's like, because you're controlling the way you want to come down with that step. So like when you're in the air, you have more time to keep your leg up and then bring it down. For example, like I just did, now my leg's still up in the air. So like I can take my time to bring it down if I want to. I can bring it down immediately or hold it in the air for like a split second and then bring it down. So that's really the trick behind that step. That's why it seems so advanced, because it's like you can like alter the time for the step you want to take. So that's kind of tricky. And the starter of the step also kind of throws people off, because it's just open up the arms to start like a regular top rock, and then you're hopping and switching, and you're just sitting in this repertoire for like a good while, as much as you want. So that's the top rocks that we was doing last week. So that's a quick review of the top rocks. The floor stuff. Lower the camera down a bit. So now the floor stuff was the coffee grinder and the CCs. You guys remember. So the CCs went something like that. I'll show you guys sideways. And I also remember telling you guys that the more you practice down here and maneuver like here, sitting on the shins of your feet and your toes on the ground, keeping this angle here and maneuvering around helps you get these floor moves, because then you can bring your feet back to where you're sitting You know, it's kind of hard to keep your balance at first. You like wobble and stuff, but the more you keep your balance and you wobble, you know what I mean. You can take full advantage of that and do whatever you want down on the floor. So the CCs that I just showed you guys, that's one of the floor moves. And the coffee grinder is the one we had the leg out to the side and we swing the leg all the way around us. And you jump over this leg, swinging that leg back around. All doing that, your hands are just adjusting as your leg is swinging. So you want to adjust your hands every time the leg swings around because you want to keep the swing. So I'm gonna go a little bit in real time with the move so you can see again how it looks, but not too fast where like you can't pick up on what I'm doing. So the leg's up to the side. My left hand's already planted to the floor. My right hand's up. I want to swing this leg around, lift up my left hand. Now I'm balancing here while this leg is swinging, and I'm gonna place both my hands down on the opposite side of where the leg was just swinging. Swinging this leg around, pushing my hips up. This is where I lift this leg, and this leg swings back around. My hips don't go that high into the air, but just to show you what the hips do as you swing the leg around. So as you jump up, you want to lift the hips up, so this leg can swing all the way around. Like a propeller on the helicopter, when you see it, it's like you're jumping over that. But yeah, so real time, I'll show you guys what it looks like, but not too fast. As you can see, I stay like kind of huddled over my hips and like my lower half. And I'm just using my hands to kind of balance myself and do a lot of weight changing. It's a lot of weight changing too. So I'm trying to stay balanced and weight change at the same time. So I'm like leaning back and forth, rocking back and forth as I do this. But like the spinning kind of helps me not rock too much where it's like, it looks like I'm bouncing back and forth. So like, it just looks like I'm kind of staying in the same place when I do that. But when I was doing it real slow, it kind of feels like a rocking motion. But once you feel that kind of like that teeter-totter repetition going down, you're on the right path. So yeah, now bringing both of these moves back to light, I'm gonna show you guys different transitions with the top rocks that we have. So I'm gonna show you, each top rock with the move. So I'm gonna show you the top rock transition into the floor move, and that's pretty much what I'm gonna show you for each top rock. So open the camera back up a little bit. Okay. So regular top rock, you can easily get into any move from here because you're already like kind of like over your body in a way, and you can like instantly just probably go into something to the floor and hit the CC. So you don't have to do what I just did. I just use the spin as a transition move to get to the floor. So, but using this top rock as an example, I don't really have to do too much. I can bounce to the floor right after a few steps and go right into my CC. I can use that spin I just did and go onto the floor and go right into my CC. I can use the possibilities are endless. So the transition and stuff I'm gonna show you guys are just like little samples of different variations that you can use. So there's a ton of things you can use. I'm just showing you guys some of those moves. So like I just did with the spin, you can do that. You can do the regular top rock and pop down and go into the CC. It doesn't matter how it looks off the back, as long as you keep practicing and it feels good for your body, then you're on the right path. Quick water break. Sorry, it's kind of warm outside. So, as you can see, for the regular top rock, I showed you guys two moves. So this, you can count your steps as well before doing your transition move. So if this helps, like counting like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then transitioning to the next step to go to the CC or coffee grinder. So yeah, you can count your steps out if that's helpful. Uh, and for the regular top rock, coffee ground. So same gesture. I'll use the spin to show you guys. So I'm gonna do the coffee grind. So that's the leg sweeper. So regular top rock with the coffee grind. So I'll use the 4 count as well, or the count so you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, spinning, coffee grind. Boom. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, spinning, opening up, coffee grind. Cool. So also I want to get in after I show you guys this. We're gonna get into transitions. Talk about transitions a little bit and tell you guys a little bit about that. But continuing what we're doing. So as you can see, the spin works for the coffee grind as well. Now just popping down. So I'm gonna show you guys a little bit, just going straight down to the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop down to the ground, coffee grind, boom. So those are just little tiny variations of like a transition. So actually, I can just tell you what transitions are as we go along. I don't really like to explain too much later. So as we go along, I can explain. So transitions are just little movements in between your main big movements, if you will call them. So this is your main movement. Like the top rock is your main movement. This is what you start off with. That's what I mean by your main movement, because it's the move you start with. You don't always have to start with the top rock. Some people don't always start with the top rock, but we're breaking. You normally see people start with the top rock. It's not always all the same. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Everyone breaks differently in their own way. So just starting the regular top rock. Boom, boom. Sorry, quick one. But yeah, regular top rock, a lot of people do as their main. So they don't really do too much, especially if they're gonna do some crazy power. So transition to top rock. So boom, this is your main. And the transition will be that spin or the plop. So, or whatever you want to put in between your main move to your next, power move or, cool whatever move you created or came up with or whatever you want to put there. So let's just say the spin right now. Yeah, the spin is legit a transition move, and the coffee grind or the CC is your next big splashy move or your next explosive move that you want to get out. So this spin doesn't have to be too flashy, but the move after that will be the hard hitting move. It's just a transition. Sometimes transitions can be in the breaking world. If a move is cool or nice looking, people call it fresh. So if you want to look for a fresher transition move, you can. You don't. It doesn't have to be so subtle as a spin or a drop. It can be something explosive that leads into the next move. That's if you want to, of course. But for here now, just regular normal. Sorry, not normal. Just basic moves can be used as transitions too. Sometimes it doesn't always have to be flashy. Spin is a basic transition move and it works. So if it works, it's cool. Yeah, so moving on to the next top rock is the extra step. So I'm going to show you with the extra step, kind of similar to the first top rock because it's just an extra step. But you can do anything you want. You can use different transition moves. So I'll use the spin again, but I'm going to use a different transition move for the next over. I'll show you. So when I did the spin transition move, that was the first one, and then the plop for the second transition move. I'm not going to use the plop. I'm going to show you guys another transition move that can work for the extra step. I'll still show the plop, but I'll add on an extra step, an extra transition move. So the extra step, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, spin, spin, CC. So, real time, it'll look like this. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, sorry. Bring it back, spin around, CC. And now the clock with the two-step. Bum, 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 clock, CC. You can, the more dramatic, I guess, the move could be, the better. You can just plop down two and just go for a CC or whatever, or do whatever you want to do. But the more dramatic it looks, the imagery of the move itself. Like, let's say if I just wanted to plop down normally, or in a like not crazy all over the place fashion, just plop down, CC. Pretty cool, not crazy flashy, but it's cool. Now this is me doing it dramatically, so plopping down. So if I were to plop down and do something like that, it'll look kind of strange, but it's like, oh, what was that? So it's like not really trying to catch attention, but it's like the more dramatic you are with your moves and having fun and playing around, you could be dramatic if you want. You don't have to. It's just an option. But the more dramatic you are, I guess, and having fun with your movements, it feels more loose versus trying to like huddle everything in. And sometimes that brings in stiffness. So just dramatic. What I mean by dramatic is just being kind of loosey with your body. But when people are dramatic, they be like, oh, and they like overreact to subtle things. So if you overreact to the plot, it kind of like, it looks way different than me plopping on down and hitting it. They're both still fresh. Not saying that they're not both equally fresh. They're both equally fresh. It's just one looks slightly more whoa versus the other one. One would look like whoa, fresh. Another one was like whoa, what was that? Fresh too, but it was like whoa, explosive and all over the place. So just makes me think up like that also is pretty cool. Back to the transitions. So the next transition is a new transition I was mentioned earlier. So with the two-step, the new transition will be a knee drop. So you're already kind of set up after the last two steps with the left foot or the right foot, whatever foot you're using. You end up here before you come back. So the last step, you can go into a knee drop here. You can choose to come back here and then knee drop, or you can knee drop here. So, for example, I'll go slow and show you, and then I'll speed it up a bit. So, here, knee drop, spin up. Cool transition. Again, so I'm gonna add the CC onto that, but I'm gonna show you that transition, the move into that transition. So again, but a little bit faster. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that move again, kind of the same speed, and then throw in the CC. So. Actually, no, I'm gonna do it again, less speed, throw in the CC, and then speed it up again. So, knee drop, spin, 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 spin. You might have to spin all the way around. If I were to stop spinning halfway, I probably would have been facing behind me. So you're gonna have to probably push yourself to get an extra spin. And if you're, I'm putting all my weight into my right leg when I did the spin. So it's gonna kind of be hard to extend my right leg out and try to CC with my left. So here in this position, if you ended up like me, like using your leg as a pillar and then end up leaning to the right side, I say extend the left leg and CC towards the right. Since your knee drop, if your knee drop in the direction I'm going to, all that makes sense. So you're gonna end up on your right side. You're gonna want to CC from the right side instead. It just feels comfortable if you end up in that situation. And if you don't end up in that situation, cool, you can CC with the left leg or whatever you want to do from there. But if you get caught up like I just did right there, CCing with the right leg makes the most sense. So I'm gonna show you it again, slightly faster, and with the CC. So here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, drop, spin, 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 CC. Now, super fast, not super fast, but faster than it was just now. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so as you can see, it's not always going to be crazy dramatic. If you take your time and really build up on it, you can control how you want to move. Certain moves is cool for dramaticness, but all the time dramatic if you want, totally fine as well. Some moves end up not being always dramatic, which is totally fine. But having a lot of dramatic stuff in your move is pretty vibrant. And it's different. Stay hydrated. So, moving on to the coffee grind from there. So the same step, knee drop. Now we're here. Now you have the coffee grind from this position. So if you end up here again, this actually makes this easier if you're a righty, because you can coffee grind. Boom. But if you end up here, if you don't end up here and you end up here, like kind of like above the weights or like this, how I just was, you could switch and coffee grind left if you're a lefty. But you can still coffee grind right if you're righty if you end up here. Especially if your knee's like this, because you can easily just throw your leg out to the side, swing it around. Or you can angle it out of corner and bring it around like that. It doesn't always have to start off to the side. So if you end up coming here from the knee drop, boom, knee drops, going all the way around, end up here, it's easy to just open up. So yeah, that's the coffee grind for this step. And that's what you got the CC for this step as well. So moving on to the back steps, these steps. So the same transitions that we were using, so the spin, the plop, and the knee drop. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, spin, spin, drop, CC. You can also spin on the other side if you want to spin this way and go that way, totally fine too. But yeah, so now same step, coffee grind. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, this step might be kind of different. You might have to have this as a consistent movement. So this might have to be consistent going into the coffee grind, because your legs are going back, so you have to kind of bring your legs back forward to hit the coffee grind since you're stepping backwards. So for example, in real time, if you were hitting this, boom, 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 5, 6, 7, 8, boom. So in a way that kind of was like the plop, but not really. I guess it was the plop, if anything. It was the plop going into that. So the plop for that transition was good for that. But the plop transition is good for, CC or coffee grind. But the knee drop, you don't need anything like that. Plop is kind of a fusion of the spin into the CC in a way, except you're not doing it too dramatically. They're kind of similar. But anyway, knee drop into CCs and coffee grind. Well, I guess knee drop doesn't really apply here because you're stepping backwards. So you don't have to really transition knee drop from here. You can literally spin backwards and go into the CC from the back steps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, spin backwards. Sorry, CC. So I guess for this, not too many transitions can work that involve going forward, but a lot of backwards transitions can work. So like the spinning backwards or the plop actually can work for this, because if you step here, you can step back down. You're not here. Now you're plopping down to the ground. You can do anything here on the floor. You can do a handstand. You can do the leg thing. You can do CC. You can do a coffee grind. You can do whatever else power moves that are on the ground that we didn't go over yet. But yeah, so plop can work for the back steps, and spin can work for the back steps. Unfortunately, I guess you could add the knee drop here if you want, but it's not really necessary since you don't really go forward too much until like after the transition. Yeah, sorry, it's just really hot and I keep spilling my water. I want to stay hydrated. But yeah, so excuse me, running through again with the back steps. I'm gonna show you guys the back spin and plop one more time before we move on. So back steps, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Spin, spin, up, down, easy. Cool. Now I'm gonna show you the spin on the other side. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy. So now I'm sure you got the plop. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plop. CC. So I'm sure you guys will plop, but again, the coffee grinder though. I guess the spin too can work for the coffee grinder, but when you spin, you might have to like kind of similar of like spinning and whipping open, but that's more of a challenge. So I say let's not do the spin to the coffee grinder. Let's just do the spin to CC for now. And once you feel comfortable with coffee grinds, then we'll do a transition that involves the spinning, opening up, going to the ground with the coffee grinder. But for now, let's just focus on the spin with the CCs and the plop with the coffee grinds. You can also plop and go into CCs. So CC can work for the plops and the back spins for the back steps. But no coffee grind back spins. Plop, coffee grinds don't work. So back steps, back step, back step, back step, plop, coffee grind. That can work. Spinning and opening up is challenging. So yeah. So plop, coffee grind, plop, CC, those two work. Moving on to the next step is the hop step. Boom, boom, boom. So hop step, you're hopping a lot, so you're gonna have a lot of air time. So you have enough time to really figure out what you want to do going to the ground. But for a spin, it might be kind of tough, but we're gonna test it out with a transition and see if it works. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom, boom, 3, 4. Spin, spin, spin. Heat. So it does work. So a little bit faster with the spin. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Spin, spin, spin. Jeez. Cool. So on the other side now. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. Spin, 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 spin. Plop. Plop. So it's possible. So now we're just gonna plop from the hop step. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. plop. You can CC from here. You can coffee grind from here. Again, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plop. You can coffee grind and CC right from the plop. Moving on to the next step, which is that it's that advanced step, that one. So that is pretty much around the same repertoire with the first top rock, except it has the air time of the leg. You can control how much you want to keep your leg into the air before bringing it back down to the floor. So similar to the first top rock, and then we did the spin over to the CC. With this bad boy, CC. So in real time, I can show you guys what I mean. I'm just moving around so you guys know the spinning and the directions that I'm going. If that was confusing, this is what I was trying to do. So the regular top rock into the spin. CC. Same thing with this top rock. Boom, 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 spin, CC. I did a double spin so I can move away from the mirror, but you get the idea. The spins are similar with the steps. Once you get this out the way, it's just doing these top steps in a way until you find the right opportunity to come spinning down into your CC. So again, I'll show you guys slow. Boom, 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 boom. Spin. Sorry. CC. Other side. Boom, 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 boom. CC. Yeah, so a little bit faster so you guys can see how it looks kind of in real time. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom, 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 boom. So now we move on to the coffee grind. So same step, coffee grind. 1, 2, 3. Bum, bum. Coffee grind. So after step, 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 bring this foot back in, coffee. Right from there. If it deems too difficult, which it might, the plot works really well here. So after boom, 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 plop, coffee grind. You know what I mean? So that transition can work right there. And sorry, I'm just coming close so I can explain. So that transition can work right there. For the plop can work for coffee grind, just like for the other move, the standing for the back move that we did. These ones, and I said don't do the spin into the coffee grind. The rules for that kind of apply here as well. It's similar from coming back here and then going into the coffee grind. So it's really stepping back and swinging your leg open while going down in coffee grind. So just like this and going into the coffee grind, it seems kind of difficult from the jump. So the more you just practice the coffee grind and like going down and then going to coffee grind, that repetition of going down and coffee grinding will slowly advance to you just standing and going into it. So yeah. It's kind of hot. Sorry guys. Sweaty. But yeah. That's the last step with the transition. So coffee grinds are, standing coffee grinds deemed to be kind of difficult at first. But like I said, the more you practice, coffee grind or plopping into the coffee grind and hitting it and practicing repetition left or right side or both if you feel up to it. It's a solid move once you figure it out for yourself. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that little segment. I am sweaty right now, but that little segment right there, the transitions mixed in together. Transitions actually hold a lot of weight for movements because, without those transitions, even the slightly small like transitions, they all lead to something to the next move. A lot of breakers that do a lot of floor work and a lot of like technique skills that on the floor, it's like crazy, like out of the box ideas. So there's no wrong ideas to transition. These transitions are just open invites if you want to use them. If there's other transitions you want to use to mix with your breaking or mix with these movements, totally feel free to do so because these are just certain movements that I'm inviting to you guys. So you're not obligated to use these moves forever. They're just like moves to work on now to build up to move on to others. So these are just things you can just use in your arsenal to add on. They're just add-ons to add-ons to add-ons. Yeah. So with that being said, you guys can take this time now, I guess, to take a water break, take a breather, get some air, get some fan. I need some fan right now because it's kind of still warm. So I'm gonna get into a little bit of this. So this is I don't know if you guys know what Scott Pilgrim is, but this is Scott Pilgrim. It's literally a guy who wants to date this girl, and the only way to date her and to be with her, I guess forever, he has to defeat her seven evil exes to be with her. They came up with a movie for this back in 2010, but these comics were around before the movie and everything else. I got this hardcover copy in Madison a while back. Last year, not a while back. Last year, I saw it in a bookstore and I was like, "Whoa, I have to grab it." It was a hardcover and it was colored pages, so I thought that was pretty interesting. So, yeah, this book is the books are awesome. I have 2 more copies upstairs. There's 7 books. So if you're interested in these books, they're a good read. Check them out. Check out the movie. The movie's pretty awesome. Michael Cera plays as Scott Pilgrim. So if you like Michael Cera, you might like this movie. He's a very funny person, very comedic person. So this book is Scott Pilgrim and the Infinite Sadness. This is the 3rd book. So we're going to read. I already read it, but we're going to read this. So this is the first page. To speed you up real fast, Scott's at the rocket with Fiona. So I guess he's able to still date her, but he has to defeat her exes, I guess, anytime they're out together or anytime they catch them together or whatever. So it's a league of evil exes that's out to get every person she dates. It's so strange, but it's so fun and so the strangeness of it makes it, really cool and dope. So anyway, Scott's at this place at the Rocket. That's Scott. That's Ramona. That's Scott's ex-girlfriend and her band up on stage, and he's seeing them. That's what's going on right now. So basically, what's going on is I'm just going to read from these things. Oh man, yeah, you have to see them live. They're so much better live. Like, yeah, oh man, they played my request, and Envy Adams she sings like an angel. Oh my god, agree. Dude, I saw it. Wait, dude, you saw it, right? I know you saw it. Up Envy skirt, man. A little louder. The Clash at Demon Head. And Envy. I think she's a nasty little hee-hoo. Sorry, there's no real filter craziness on this book. There is, and there are jokes in here that might go over people's heads, and there are jokes that you might get spot on. So, uh, yeah, get that thing out of my face. You heard me. We're shooting a documentary for next page. So the next page is I envy you. Everything's backwards on the screen right now. Sorry about that, but decent show, eh? I told you they were good. I think I'm gonna throw up. So pink flames are coming to the floor. What is that? Ramona, what? That glowy thing by the door. Scott. Huh? I don't know. What are you talking about? That thing. I think it's a save point. It's a save point? What? Are you serious? I gotta save before she. What the hell? You're not supposed to be here. We're closed. We're with. Hey, don't worry about it. And the Adams and her bandmates enter and save Scott and his crew. MV Adams, 24 years old, rating 100%. Come on back here, guys. Let's chat. So MV Adams just told Scott and his band to come to the back so they can all talk. So now they're all backstage. So they're backstage. Ramona glances over at Envy and Todd. Scott slightly glances over the face to the side. Hi, Scott, says Envy. Hi, says Scott. Hi, Ramona, says Todd. Hey, Todd, says Ramona. And everyone goes silent. Exactly in the movie. I mean, the movie doesn't go from like every single thing, but they got a lot of the like main things that people know about from the stories and stuff. So, Envy, I read your blog. This is Knives Chow. Everyone glares at her. Okay, now we have, well, I guess not Aubrey Plaza. Aubrey Plaza plays a character in the movie in Scott Pilgrim as MV Adams' friend and Scott's friend. I kind of forgot the chick's name. I haven't seen the movie in a while, but I forgot the chick's name in the movie. But she's like, "So how was your tour? You guys played with the Pixies. You're like a superstar now." And then MV Adams replies with, "Yeah, it's isn't something I can really put into words at this point. It's been unusual." And you got Knives, fangirling over them because they're like a huge band that everyone knows about. Envy, you're so cool, Envy, you're so fashionable. You're so cool. You're my role model, Envy. This is Knives Chow. And now we got everyone going back to their conversation. I can blow your mind. Can you try? Blah 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 blah. And now she's pregnant. It says it right here. I don't know why she said this was not in the movie, but this is actually pretty funny. Oh, I know. I heard babies. Isn't that crazy? God, Julie. That's her name. Julie isn't that crazy. People have babies. I'm talking to Envy right now. Come on, Stefan. So, are you guys doing anything while you're in the city? Or anything fun while you're in the city? And then Todd replies, fun in Toronto, because they're in Toronto, Canada. And Emmy, like, maybe some shopping tomorrow. And then Knives Chow. So Knives Chow dated Scott Pilgrim, and Scott Pilgrim dated Envy, but he dated Envy way back when they were in high school. They're not in high school anymore. Scott's 24, Envy's 24. Knives Chow was 17. Yeah, Knives Chow was 17, and then she shocked that Scott dated Scott dated Envy Adams. Knives Chow bursts out and says, "I've kissed lips that kissed you," and then everyone's shocked and looking, and then Envy Adams looks over towards Todd, and then no, not Todd. Envy looks over towards the drummer, and the drummer is a female drummer. I forgot what her name is. But she looks over at the chick drummer in the corner and nods her head, and then the chick with the glasses, looks at her, gives her the look, I guess she like lifts up the arm she had bandaged up, wrapped up, and then she punches Knives Chow and knocks. So Knives Chow had like she dyed like a patch of her hair like red, like right here. So all of her hair's black, and like this little patch right here is like red. So this chick with the glasses, the drummer, her arm extends like a robotic arm, punches Knives Chow in the face, takes all the hair dye out of her hair. So now her head is back black. So the little red patch, she punched it out of her hair. So as you can see right there, female drummer got the nod, and she wrecks Knives Chow's. As you can see right here, the red hair dye is like leaving her hair, and the next scene she doesn't have it in her hair anymore. It's pretty wild. Anyway, Scott replies, "No way!" And then everyone screams, "Bionic arm!" And then what's his name? Young Neil replies, "Knives! Oh my God, Knives! Your hair! She punched the highlights out of her hair." Anyway, Bionic Arm Girl goes, "You guys, do you give up?" And then Knives Chow is like, "Yes, I didn't mean to. I'm really sorry. I'll be so good." So upon that, Envy Adams says, "Oh no, I don't think so. You are a little boy. You and your little boyfriend can go now." Meaning, her and Young Neil was just excluded from the party after that, which is kind of wrecked and messed up. But Young Neil grabs and says, "Come on, don't worry about it." So they get up and leave and shut the door behind them. And then Envy Adams says, "Why were they even here?" And then Julie says, "That was Stefan's brother. Remember, you know him." And then she was like, "Wait, that was Neil? Oh man, haha, whoops. I guess he's dating the wrong girl." And then Scott replies with, "Give me a second. My life is flashing before my eyes." And then Ramona's like, "I think we should get out of here." Upon that, on the next page, "I'll never leave, but you know that I need to." So now we're back in the basement, and people are practicing. They're like, "You're a disaster, but my heart's beating faster. And when I'm alone in the bed at night, I'm wishing you were holding me tight. 2, 3, 4, keep up the pace." That was not the case. So it's really just another band. I jumped to a whole another part of the story where another band is playing in the basement. And basically, I think Steven Stills is someone's laying on the ground. I don't know who's laying on the ground here. Anyway, they go back into the room. They're all talking, having their own. They're having a giant group conversation, but each person saying their own thing as one person says their own thing. It's like everyone's going back and forth, but saying things like right after each other, like instant. So it's like kind of strange how everyone's just replying to everyone's thing. It's not strange. It's actually pretty funny. So Scott and Ramona A. What of it, says Ramona. Basically, Envy Adams is talking to Scott and Ramona right now. So we go, Scott's 23. We go to Scott, 23 years old, wants to wake up and realize that it was a crazy dream. Ramona Flowers, age unknown, wants to get the hell up out of here ASAP. We got Julie Powers, 22 years old, wants to get on Envy's good side now that she's famous. We got Todd Ingram, age unknown, wants to kick Scott Pilgrim's butt and get it over with. Envy Adams, 24 years old, wants to drag it out and make him suffer. Now we got Kim Pine, 23 years old, wants everyone to forget that she dated Scott in high school. And we got Leonette Guycott. This is the drummer, the female drummer with the bionic arm. Age unknown, wants to blend the wall like an awesome ninja. Okay. Steven Stills, 22 years old, wants the damn burrito, damn it. Young Neil, he's 20 years old, kind of, sort of, basically wants to make out with Knives Chow. Knives Chow, 17 years old, has no idea what she wants at this particular point in time. Basically, everyone's just having a conversation of what's going on in the room. People have ulterior motives in the room, and it's a whole bunch of nonsense and craziness going down. Scott's really trying to collect his thoughts in this moment and process, so it's like really funny. But that's all we can get into for now. This is page 26 and 27, but they're still on the couch debating what they're going to do. So basically, this book takes place after Scott's band plays at the Rocket. And Classic Demon Head, which is his ex-girlfriend's band, which is her on the cover, Scott's ex-girlfriend. She ends up coming back to Toronto to play for a show that was out there that they was also a part of. Well, I think Classic Demon Head actually was running the show, and they invited them to play. And Scott didn't want to because envy is his ex. But Steven Steele, the leader of the band, was like, man, a gig is a gig is a gig is a gig. We need to get this gig. So they went to the gig anyway and played. And then Maze was the main event. After the show, they invited Scott's band to the back just to torment them. But the only person who's really getting tormented in this conversation is Scott and Ramona, not everyone else. But, subconsciously, Scott and Ramona is getting tortured, but not in the reality where everyone's sitting and seeing each other. People can see that it's like high tension, but it doesn't feel like it is too bad, but it really is kind of bad-ish until like everything is settled. But yes, sir. That is all for today. Thanks you guys for listening to that little story. Scott Pilgrim isn't an anime, but it's a good read. It's amazing. I recommend it for anyone who's into some dark comedy, but also some like really humorous jokes that might go over your head. You might not get off the jump. You might not get it right quick. You might pick it up on later on down the line. But there are some cool, funny things in the story, and it's really like odd and goes on this crazy story, and a whole bunch of things get introduced to you that you probably never thought that would exist in the story. But it's really cool and fun. But with that being said, thank you guys for joining in today. This is Cosplay Hip Hop. I'm Trent, and I'll see you guys next week.